My visit to Wisconsin began with flying to Chicago, renting a car, and driving to Appleton, Wisconsin, home of the Fox Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. The building you see here was built in 1998. For the last 16 years, under the able leadership of Roger Birchhausen, this congregation has grown to almost 500 members. Here you see their membership area and their corner bookstore. The children have their own name tags and rack. I found their children's chapel quite interesting, with attractive murals and their own altar area. Most Sundays, the elementary-age children have their own short service here. The children sit on the floor on cushions from this box. As part of their service, they use a felt board to light Joys and Concerns candles. Overall, I think we have a lot to learn from this congregation. My next stop, after a visit to a friend in Door County, was the First Unitarian Society of Madison. This well-known meeting house was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. I was amazed to learn that the stone for this building was all transported by members of the congregation, thousands of tons of stone. The building was designed for a congregation of about 250 members. The congregation has grown to a size of almost 1,400 members, making it the largest congregation in the Unitarian Universalist Association. Both Appleton and Madison do 3 services a week, 2 on Sunday morning and 1 on Saturday afternoon. I took a trip with 4 members of the staff while visiting Madison down to Rockford, Illinois, for a meeting of the larger congregation's ministers and staffs to discuss membership retention. I also snapped a few pictures of this attractive modern building. Rockford recently built this administrative wing on the left. Their sanctuary is roomy and has this unusual garden. Could be an inspiration for our beacon window. They have a large social hall and the requisite provocative art display featuring this naked pregnant woman. This is their memorial garden, and you'll recognize our own David Weisbard in his last few days of ministry there. Some of the interesting ideas for membership retention included sending notes on select anniversaries of membership, generating a sit or staying in touch list, and using RE teachers as member monitors. The goal of membership retention: don't let people become invisible. Now we are in Milwaukee visiting the Unitarian Church there. This congregation is comparable to ours in a number of ways. We are both urban congregations started in 1842. Neither congregation has 1 parking space. Unlike us, their sanctuary was built in the late 1800s. They did a recent renovation to make their building more accessible and add an elevator. They have a parlor and a good-sized room for forums upstairs. All their RE classrooms are in the basement, but have good windows that let in the light. They post pictures of the RE teachers outside each classroom with information about them. There is a central area to pick up RE supplies and a desk for the RE assistant in the hall. Lots of storage, of course, for RE materials. And finally, this novel way to store tables by hanging them on the wall. While in Milwaukee, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to visit their famous art gallery. The architecture is remarkable, as is the collection. I took a few pictures for you to enjoy. I also visited the dome's botanical gardens on Mother's Day. 3 geodesic domes enclose a rainforest, a desert, and a seasonal display of flowers and plants. Come with me on a tour with more music by the Garlic Mustard Pickers. From Wisconsin, I drove back to Chicago to fly to join 1,200 Protestant ministers and 5 other UUs for a week-long festival of homiletics at the Peachtree Methodist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. I was surprised to hear innovations discussed that sounded like Unitarian Universalist styles of preaching. Even though the services were Trinitarian Christian, the music was often delightful. One group, for me, stood out, the Dwight Andrews Quintet. Let's listen now to a solo by Dr. Andrews you'll be sure to recognize. While many of the speakers were good and had wise things to say, the Reverend Adam Hamilton, Methodist minister of the Church of the Resurrection outside of St. Louis, grabbed my attention. He grew his congregation from 4 to over 12,000 members in just 16 years. As he described the people he is attracting into his congregation, they sounded just like UUs. The approach that resonated for me was his philosophy of preaching the human condition. I need to do more of that. I also picked up some excellent preaching books that will be gold mines of pointers on style and composition.